Hello, Scorpios, and welcome to your December 2021 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky coming on to deliver you an interesting, hopefully, reading for your month ahead. I am just pulling up your image file here, and I'm very excited to be delivering you some intuitive messages, a week-to-week tarot forecast, and an extended reading on Patreon, which will be linked below. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I so hope the reading resonates for you. And if you're returning, welcome back. Let's dive straight into an intuitive message series for Scorpio in December 2021. Okay, where do we start? There is a feeling of not having been quite accurate in your predictive capacity before. There's a feeling of something having been more difficult than anticipated. There's a feeling of, gosh, I thought I was more capable of knowing what I'm involved in than this. What are my impulses and instincts doing to me? What place am I being put in my life due to my instincts? Perhaps feeling as if they're off, or perhaps feeling as if they're not putting me in the right place. So a lot of this is going to get straightened out by the end of the month, just through a very wizened level up evolution. But I'm not going to lie to you, the end of November and the beginning of December is a big test for you, in the sense that the universe is very maybe keenly aware of how similar one of the situations you're in now is to a previous time where you might have had a collapse or you might have had some kind of large-scale loss. And because of that, I do feel the pressure is on. I feel it's kind of high stakes. I feel that what happens during this time could change the course of your life. And I kind of feel like there's no choice but to succeed in each of the commitments that you have. It's very sink or swim stuff for your energy. We're about to, or not yet, but in January, the nodes are going to move onto your axis. And that means that there's not going to be any time left to dally, to do time-wasting compensatory actions. This is about purpose, and December is the last month before you enter into that space. And you've probably felt it coming for quite a while now, especially if you have a lot of Sagittarius in your chart, and the nodes were probably already going over that for like the last year. You would have kind of had an inkling of what this is like. But I can't beat around the bush for you. I'm trying to take in this energy for you, and it's not bad at all. In fact, to me, this looks a lot like what you've always wanted coming in here. Like the door's just open for you. It's just there. But the need to play things safe could be an inhibition at this time, and at the same time, it's not wrong. We have the Saturn-Uranus square, and of course that's happening on your axis as well, with Uranus being in Taurus. So in reality, it's a win-win situation that you're in. Like, even if you had some kind of failure or collapse or something, it would somehow benefit you in the long term, but we don't want to incentivize that at all because it's not what you want. But what I'm trying to get at here is also following through, being, exemplary in whatever you're doing, will also have a kind of stinging sensation as well. So it's, on one hand, it's win-win, on one hand, it's lose-lose here. Where on one hand, if things were to just kind of like fall apart, you might actually just be able to get back to yourself. On the other hand, by things going so perfectly and by you like knocking things out of the park, there's kind of a level of difficulty and push that doesn't look great on a Scorpio. It's not even that it doesn't look great, it doesn't feel great. Things should maybe be easier than they are right now. So I definitely encourage you guys in the month of December to think about, like, how could I do this in a more feasible and easy way? You have the Sun as your only major arcana card this month, and you have the 10 of Swords and 5 of Cups and 5 of Wands, so 2 5s and a 10. It says to me that there's a bit of like conflicting purposes or something, and that would make sense. I think everybody has that with the Saturn-Uranus square, especially you, because it's on your on your axis. But then with the nodes moving on your axis soon, it's like it can't be anything but purpose. So this is a very like big thing that I think you're right on the precipice of right here. And sometimes it can be hard for our psyches to process the meaning or significance of an experience like that. Ten of Swords, Five of Wands. There could be fights with people in December. There could be disputes. There could be like a feeling of not being understood by people, of like people not also seeing your struggle, you know? A lot of times Scorpio may struggle, but it may never be visible in public, at least. Sometimes people very close to you can see that, but even then it might not be total. It's going to be very difficult to get sympathy from anybody during this month. I have to tell that to you straight up. Even if you really deserve it, I don't think that anybody's going to be very sympathetic to what you're going through, because something about it is also so like big. So when things get big, you start to lose a lot of support, like real support. You might be able to get like a fanfare, or you might be able to get like a sort of professional collegiate support. But that real intimate support that I feel that you're yearning for deep down tends to be eclipsed by any type of big purposes or crazy, like ascension oriented, like coming to power, coming to like, you know, I think that's going to happen by itself. I wouldn't push that any faster than you need, like just because you know it's coming, like you're like, I'm going to have it now. Probably not a good thought. There's something that has to go. Ten of Swords, Five of Cups. Four of Cups reversed to me also says that you might not be like even taking the time or even have the time to like really understand how you really feel or what you really want out of this situation. So I would recommend that for sure this month. And there's a need for more honesty. There's a need for more ability to open up with the Sun. But it kind of feels like you're afraid that honesty or openness will lead to betrayal. So that's leading to quite a feeling of pent-up emotions. On the plus side, Ace of Wands, Knight of Wands, Queen of Swords. I think you're going to get the confusion thing sorted out here at a large level. You know, I don't tend to like to say things 100%. You know, you're going to get totally clear on something. I think that can be a little bit unlikely, but I think that you'll solve a lot of confusion. I think with Neptune going direct and these eclipses having passed by, I think a lot of blockages are going to be out of your way. I think that you're going to have access to what you need, and I think that you're going to also just not want to spend much more time in confusion or conflict, so that's a positive this month. I also feel that you're getting more attractive. I mean, that could be physical, but maybe your projection is something that resonates more with people with the nodes preparing to move into your sign. You'll maybe be a bit more, I don't know, right in the eyes of other people, which could lead to strange situations as well. But I do think that that's also coming in for you, though it's not going to really be what we think that it is. Also, you might, this is difficult, the Five of Wands, Five of Cups thing, I feel like you can't just let certain things slide. I think that you do have to be honest with people about how things are for you. Maybe hesitate to tell people how things are for them, or to like stretch it beyond you. But like if people are misconstruing who you are or how you feel, or accusing you, or also speaking to people on your behalf, representing you in some way falsely, I do think that has to be faced this month too. So we got to really set the board straight, or whatever the saying is, you know. Let's talk about your week to week, Scorpio. Week number 1, Queen of Swords rooted down by the Knight of Wands. Beautiful. In the first week, this eclipse is great for you because it's getting you clear. It's also making you think creatively. It's getting you maybe prestige, or academic flair, or a great writing ability coming in there. So that's beautiful. I think you could really benefit from journaling, from correspondences, or from any type of authoring or publishing as well. Week 2, you have the Sun rooted down by the Ten of Swords. And everything changes. And you've either done it or you haven't. And that's that in the second week. Something's over. Great. And you have a recovery phase in front of you. I feel Four of Swords for you, and for a lot of signs this month, even though it's not here in the reading. I feel Four of Swords, and I think you need a break. I think you need to settle down a little bit and feel less chained to something. right as something ends, something else begins. That's like the energy of an eclipse, right? The sun and Ten of Swords. In the Ten of Swords, you see the sun starting to rise. And with the sun above it, I think that's an incredibly archetypal time for you. This could be the sunset on a previous chapter and the opening of a new one. You might be very well honed to change something in your life at that point in time. Okay? And to allow the sun to set on that previous discord and just let these new flowerings come in. So week 3, 5 of Cups rooted down by 5 of Wands. Double 5. It's one of the more discordant combinations in tarot, but it doesn't mean that it's bad. It doesn't mean that there's something bad happening there. But the energy has to go somewhere, doesn't it? We want to maybe nip as many little problems in the bud as we can in the 3rd week of December to channel this energy well. So getting ahead of any weird health feelings, getting ahead of weird little intuitions about things being done improperly. Try not to aggravate relationship conflicts purposefully, okay? It might be impossible, but I think that you've got to be very mature. And try to maybe avoid is never a great word, but I don't think that these conflicts need to be channeled in interpersonal ways. It's probably better as like exercise or something. In the 4th week, you've got the 4 of Cups reversed, rooted down by the Ace of Wands. You are right on the precipice again of some type of big creative download. But you need to be alone, and then you need to be among people for it to happen. So there's a need to balance your alone time and your time with other people, not too much on either side of that, in order to get these breakthroughs to come through. So I do think that a lot of Scorpios need more people in their lives, new support networks, new connections, new friends, new acquaintances, new colleagues, whatever. But something's got to get a little bit warmer. I feel it's very icy in here by the 3rd week of December. And there's a need to have warmer things, like going to a hot spring, going to a sauna, meeting up with very funny people. Okay, this is what is needed at that time. Let's talk more about your growth into a more like warm kind of, adaptable person, or not person, but just having more warm, adaptable experiences. In your extended reading on Patreon, Scorpio, you can click the center of your screen or the link below in the description box to get there. And I hope that you will come check it out. Much love. Have a wonderful month. Bye.